have this, and I tell everybody, don't do this, and I'm usually really good at it, but I've been finding myself comparing myself to other people's success in it,
Yeah.
versus mine. And that's poopy. That's a poopy feeling sometimes, but I have to stop and be like, okay, so you learned a lesson. You've learned some things along the way, and now you're not just before like you're focused on your calories and your protein, but now I'm trying to be more mindful.
And welcome back, listeners and viewers, to another episode of the Unbreakable Podcast. And guess who's back? Hi.
It's me. How
It's
you
you.
doing?
I'm
It's
good.
me.
I'm good. I feel like I should just be picking my phone up to like zoom in and zoom out real hard. You know?
Right. That's my special power. That's my superpower.
I the other day when I sent you that video message, I like zoomed in, like thinking that I was like locking the video on to record.
Huh.
And it was
Yeah.
like, oh, here's my nostrils. It's great.
And that one has such a dramatic zoom in, like on WhatsApp, than it does anywhere
Mhm.
else, like on Instagram or Snapchat.
Totally.
Like I just went up a little bit, and it was like teeth.
I know. I went up a little bit and it was like nostril. And I was like, ooh, that's a harsh thing to see first thing in the morning.
It adds to the dramatic effect, though, so I'm not mad about it.
It does. Okay, can I take a minute and be dramatic?
Yeah. I'm so pumped for you. Look at that.
Look at this. And so of course it's not for resale. This is a publisher's copy or an author's copy. And so now I'm walking through it and I'm like dog-earing it and I'm figuring out like the final pieces. But like, look at this. These are all my words.
Those are
I
all
did
your
this.
words. How long did it take you to write that?
I started putting the structure together in November 2024, and
Okay.
she was done, first iteration submitted to publishers June 1st,
Yeah.
rejected by the first publisher June 2nd.
Oh,
And
lovely.
well, and the guy, you know, I did what every self-respecting professional does when they receive an asinine response from somebody. And I just made a TikTok about it. And I was like, well, you don't know me. I turned into it was actually a series. Josie and I mapped it out so that it would be like tactful and diplomatic, but still kind of gave this guy the middle finger. But, you know, it's not rejection. Rejection doesn't bother me. I mean, like, by the time you get to this stage of your life, rejection is a norm. What I didn't like
Yeah.
was the tone of voice. He was like, basically, nobody knows who you are. And because nobody knows who you are, nobody's going to buy your book. And then proceeded to tell me how most authors only sell less than 300 copies of their books. And I was like, guy, I already have like 250 people on my wait list.
Yeah.
So go f
What
your
a
hat.
douche.
So
Go
yeah,
f your hat. I'm gonna take that.
yeah. So we ended up submitting to another couple publishing houses, and one gave me a really, really, really loving rejection letter. They were like, "This is amazing. We love this product. It doesn't fit into our strategic plan for where we're going this year, but good luck. We hope that you do so well with it. We're watching." And then the other one just hasn't gone back to me yet. And so I'm okay with it because look, it's here. I don't need somebody to tell me to change the way that the cover looks or to, you know, tell me that these stories aren't relevant or to try and get me to embellish things. But it's like, and you know what I'm stoked about is 226 pages, including acknowledgments, citations, science things, and yeah, so it's really cool. Pretty excited.
I'm so excited for you. I remember you talking
Thank
about
you.
it last time we talked together. You were just so pumped. You're so pumped and you're ready for it to happen, and then it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. And now it's here.
And now it's here, and it's super cool. So we're releasing in 3 formats. Most self-published authors only release in 1. So we're going to have the hard copy paperback that people will be able to get on March 16th. And then we're going to have our ebook is already, the pre-sales are open and people have been already purchasing. And for those who don't particularly care to pick up a book and read, we're going to have the audiobook. And the audiobook is super cool. Like, it's got a whole bunch of side quests and extra stories in it, like, that are like, I got pretty fiery in one of the chapters, and I said to Josie, I'm like, yeah, you might want to tone that down a bit. Like, I don't know if people, because I was like, I'm like flailing my arms in my office. I'm by myself. I'm yelling at my screen. And I was like,
Well, you should be able to
focus,
feel the
Josie.
passion behind those things, because especially for folks who don't like to read, and for people who don't even like podcasts, or the things that I can listen to when I'm on the move and in the car is music.
Yeah.
But the things that I do listen to, like there's a couple of podcasts that I listen to, is because there's so much emotion behind it, and because I
Hmm.
can feel the genuine excitement about whatever it is they're talking about. It feels like I'm learning something from like a subject matter expert instead of someone who's just like monotonely talking about stuff, and that makes a huge difference. So get fiery, man. Get
Oh,
fiery about
no.
that.
Trust me, I'm fiery. I laugh at myself a lot in the book. I scoff. I noticed that in my last recording session. I was scoffing a lot when I was like disgusted with the way that something played out. I'd be like, like,
Stupid. Yeah.
who'd that jerk think he was, right?
So
So
did
no,
you do
it's
all
good.
the voice stuff for it?
Every bit of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice. How long did
yeah,
that
and
take you?
I'm in the middle of it right now. So I'm on chapter 29 of 42.
Damn.
I don't know if you guys could
Damn.
hear the producer come through. 10 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Dang, you
so
said
hope
42 chapters?
yeah, some of them are just a page or two, but yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay.
because it's like driving a 6-speed manual when you're writing a
Yeah.
book like this. And, the way that it's laid out, we've got 6 sections, and the sixth section is a workbook. Like, you can actually mark it up, and like, it's like, how do I be a better person? Here's the way, right? And
Huh.
so, according to the things that you would have learned reading the book. So I'm also in love
Mm.
with this cover art. Like, can we just take a moment and appreciate this beautiful cover?
I saw
Like,
that and I thought about your Unbreakable podcast, like your logo. I was like, the colors
yeah,
are like really in line.
yeah,
Like you guys really love those colors. They're good. Like I see them now and I
yeah,
associate them with you. There's sometimes
yeah.
like I'm
Thank
scrolling on like YouTube or something and I'll see like that like the sunsetty kind of colors and I'm like, is that her? I'm like, no, it's not. They just have her color.
you.
But it's
Who's that
beautiful.
Mother Nature? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's
Josie
that
did a
Spartan in
knockout
my
job.
TP?
Exactly. Well, and it was labor of love. So we had the initial cover was drawn out, and then I was over in Singapore, and so I said to Josie, we need to get a move on this. And so I took a plane over from Singapore to China. So I was in Hong Kong, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, something just is like, and she and I are talking about this, and we're like, it's just not. It's not the something's missing. And so my best friend was that your cat? Was your cat being bad?
Yes. He's got the poop zoomies. It's okay.
Oh, tell
Conti
Tobeans to calm down.
Toby's calm down.
So Josie and I are sitting there. So my best friend is like, he's a global director with Procter and Gamble, particularly in the space of sales, and consumer insights is really where he grew up in his
Mhm.
career. And so I said, you know what, we're going to send this to him, and he's going to tell us what's missing. And then I pulled out my first version of the cover, forgetting that I'd actually ideated around it already. And
Mhm.
um, the first designer that I worked with, who helped me with the original branding before Josie and I linked up, he told
Yeah.
me, don't use the phoenix. He's like, the rising phoenix is going to make people think that it is a fantasy novel. So I pulled this phoenix out. I threw it into our group chat with my friend and Josie, and they were both like, that's it. And so, yeah, Josie worked it. And man, I'll tell you, that woman has the patience of a saint when it comes to putting up with my for design. Cause like, we have a really strong working relationship where she knows that nothing I'm telling her is personal. It's that I have a vision and I'm going to articulate it to the best of my ability.
Mhm.
And she's just like, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, move it up half an inch, move it down. I want this. We need a shadow. There's not enough bold. Why is that orange line there? Like, and she's so tolerant and so patient with my, it's awesome.
Well, it's good to know what you want too, because I mean, it's a forever thing. It's a
Yeah.
forever thing, and it's
Yeah.
nice that she doesn't feel like, taking it personally because, what is that called? Critiquing? Some people just can't
Yeah.
take critiques, but it's not about the people, it's about the end result, and, it sounds like at the end of the day, you guys are all happy with what you did, so
Yeah. Yeah.
congratulations
It's
again,
pretty.
that's so exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. And, when I thought about how I'm going to do the book release and the day of podcast and who I know is going to celebrate with me, I thought, well, who else other than my buddy Alicia? So I thought,
Yeah.
let's have you on for book release Monday and just create some hype around this because I know that you're gonna hype with me and I appreciate our
Yeah,
friendship so much. I really do.
of course. I'm so proud of you, this is awesome.
Thank
This is
you.
great, and,
Thank
the a
you.
feeling of accomplishment just must be so overwhelming, I can't even imagine. Good job.
100%. My therapist was like, "Yeah, this is the ultimate journaling activity," and I was like, "Yeah, you don't tell me." I was like,
Yeah,
it was like 6-month journaling activity,
yeah.
and then my daughter said to me last night, she's like, "So how do you feel?" And I was like, well, I opened the box. I waited. She was in the shower, and I waited till she came out because I know she would want to be a part of it. And I made sure to order enough copies so Josie has a handful of them so she can have one for herself and share them with other people. And I've got a handful of people that I want to give a V0 copy to. And so she comes out and she's got the book. And I had said to her, I said, I wrote you a really nice acknowledgement at the back of the book. And so she takes her book out and so we open it up and I was like, I didn't want to do like an unboxing because it was a pretty personal thing, right? And so I was like, I'll just do it with my family and share that moment with them because they were in the shit with me.
Mhm.
And so she pulls it out and she right to the acknowledgement and she looks at me first line. She goes, I'm just gonna turn around while I read this, so I'm not looking at you. The
I
tears
can
are
see
already
that
starting.
happening.
Well, but you know what the funniest part was? She had just come out of the shower, so she still had her hair wrapped up in her little in her hair wrap. So like her little head just looked so tiny and so cute. And she was like, so she turned around and she was like, Mom. Like, it was so amazing, because she's the first one, right? And so she says to me, so how does it feel? And I said, well, I feel excited. I feel proud. I feel anxious. I feel grief. I feel fear, right?
Mm,
And Josie didn't know that I put an acknowledgement in there for her. I did it on my last edit just before sending her the
uh,
final manuscript, and she cried as well. She's like she put it in the chat. She made me cry by dropping the bombshell edits on me too. She says,
I see. I would have cried also, like an ugly
yeah.
cry, not even just like the little tear to be like, like the lip sucking.
Yeah. Yeah. So so it's a labor of love. It's the audiobook will be ready kind of mid-April because it's got a different process that it has to follow
Mhm.
that comes off of the ebook. So yeah, big day-to-day releasing and just super stoked. So I'm
Good for
super
you.
excited to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited to see you too. I
Yeah.
remember
So let's
the last time we were talking that you said it was just coming out, and I told you I don't like to read, but I'm gonna order your book and I'm gonna read it because of the things that you were
thank
saying
you.
before. Your Kate-isms, I think is what you called it, and you
Yeah.
said my book is chock full of them. All right, well, let me see.
Yep.
So I'm
Oh
excited to
yeah.
read it.
Oh yeah. Well, and what's really cool is through This Is the Work, there's what we call the author's anchor at the end of every single thread or pathway. And like here's one, and it's the author's anchor for emotional regulation. And it is
Mhm.
actually a message from my father. So it's a message from dad. And
Mhm.
it is tact and diplomacy. Tact and diplomacy. The calmest one in the room holds the power. Learn to breathe before you speak, and you'll never have to clean what you burn down. And fun fact about that quote, I was 15 years old and I had become the president of a youth wing of a political party. And my dad said to me, Catherine, tact and diplomacy. He goes, when you go to Ottawa for these meetings, when you meet the prime minister, don't you dare tell him that I think he's a because of the long gun registry.
Did you listen?
So I did. I did. I was like, okay, yes, sir. Okay.
Got it. Got it. Noted.
Check mark.
Put a pin in that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, enough about me. Let's turn it and let's talk about you. You haven't been here for a couple months and you went on an
Mm,
emo cruise. You went and Simon came and saw you and
mm.
you're trucking along on your weight loss. You're giving haters on the internet a middle finger, telling them not to tell you how not to live your life. Like, come on, hook us up.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, well, I mean, just same old shit, different day, except for right now I'm in the middle of Simon's little challenge, his 90-day challenge. Man, that's been a struggle. That's been a
Mm,
struggle. I wanted to challenge myself
yeah.
with something new because I was just stuck with what I was doing and um I don't know. I think I was maybe getting a little bit bored, which is so funny because his plan is a little bit more strict and boring. So I guess I was trying to go to a different board. I do this thing whenever I've
Yeah.
been doing something for so long that I want to change it up and try something new. And I get excited about it and I'm like, yes. And then like in the middle, I'm just like, ugh, I can't do this anymore. But I've committed. But I've learned a lot doing his little 90-day challenge, which his challenge included a nutritional plan and a workout plan. And that workout plan for me has been almost like it may as well have not existed.
Yeah.
But the nutrition it's taught me a lot. So you're right. I went on that emo cruise. There were times that I couldn't stick with this plan either because I was traveling or I was vacationing. I think I just definitely did it at an inconvenient time for me. Like, could I have stayed on it while I was out? Yeah, but I didn't. I didn't want to. I didn't
Hmm.
want to have been
That's a
wanting to do
choice.
this for a while. Yeah, it's a choice. I could have done something different, but I wanted to, I wanted to drink and have some different food. But I didn't go crazy, right? But it still affected the outcome for that week. But either way, like whenever I got back on it. But it's been about incorporating more whole foods and
Mm,
cooking at home most of the time. Honestly, cooking at home all the time, but there's sometimes I forget my lunch, so I have to get creative and pivot to something. But I can tell the difference in how my body feels with not having so much processed stuff. Because
mm-hmm.
before, whenever you and I were talking, I was really just focused on calories and protein, I think. And I
Mm-hmm.
was taking it a few steps at a time. So I was focused on calories at first, and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna start focusing on protein. I didn't care where I
Right.
sourced it from. I sourced it from either bars or shakes or, you, you see this everywhere now. Protein this and protein that. And if it said
Oh
protein, I'm
yeah.
like,
Give me a
we'll
break.
get it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So his plan laid out what I could have for breakfast and lunch and dinner and the snacks. And it was all either cooking from home or ingredients that just did like it wasn't tiramisu yogurt, it was, like, plain non-fat Greek yogurt with maybe protein in it or maybe, like, 10 grams of peanut butter. Your 10 grams of peanut butter, by the
I know.
way.
What is that even? Like, why? Why? I
It
would
is
just take
nothing.
your peanut butter. I don't want it. Take
I
it.
don't want it.
Tease.
But I
Tease.
I I I can tell the difference in how my body feels with doing that, so this wasn't a wash, and I'm down to my lowest weight that I've been since I've started. So that feels good, and I know, right?
So
But
good.
I'm not gonna like I get excited about the progress that I made, and then I start hanging back mentally to I could have done better, and then
Mm,
I shit on the progress that I made. So
yeah.
that's a hard hurdle for me to come over because I could have, um, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Lessons learned
Yeah.
for next time. Um,
Bingo.
but
Well,
and then
for
I
the
compare
continuation.
myself. Yeah, and I have this and I tell everybody, don't do this," and I'm usually really good at it, but I've been finding myself comparing myself to
Mm,
other people's success in it,
yeah.
versus mine, and that's a poopy feeling sometimes, but I have to stop and be like, "Okay, so you learned a lesson, you've learned some things along the way, and now you're not just before, like, you were focused on your calories and your protein, but now I'm trying to be more mindful about fiber. I've
Mm,
the lack of the the lack of, not lack of, but the incorporation of lower sodium foods that you don't get, like, that you get with processed stuff that you don't get, like, the low like, processed
yeah.
shit usually has such high sodium, and with my lymphedema, that's just a mm. So, that's another big reason why I feel better. So, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I feel good. I've gone down in some clothes sizes. I feel
Right.
more comfortable sitting in my car. I can put my socks on, like, by putting my foot up on my knee now. That's really neat. So there's little things here and there that some people just they don't it's not even a thing. And the first time I did it, the first time I was sitting down and I put my foot up on my knee, I didn't even realize I did it. I put my sock on, I put it down, I said, what did I just do? What did I just do?" I didn't
I
even
love it.
realize. I know. It was I was you just don't realize that this is something your body should be able to naturally do, and it was cool that my mind was just like, "Let me just do it this way," instead of putting my knee on the couch, which is usually what I do to put my socks on.
Hmm.
And, I don't know, it's just it's nice. So, I have a lot of wins here, and I have a lot of opportunities, and, we have until the end of the month for his plan, and we'll see where we end at. But,
That's exciting. That's exciting.
yeah.
Congratulations. And you know what? Not only just congratulations on the successes of like the losses and the adjustments, but I think just like the quality of life that you're giving yourself by learning and by
Mhm.
figuring out what works and what doesn't work. I mean, pivoting is this Josie's word of the year is pivot. And you know, it's I think when we look at these challenges, they're really great because they get your motor going and they get you thinking differently and they expose you to different things. And let's not discount the fact that Simon is just a great person, right? I mean, he like I don't know him obviously. We go to the same gym. I saw him there last week, like I was telling you, but I was like, I didn't want to interrupt him. He was like holding court. He had like his like seven friends around him, and I was like, oh, I see that guy on the internet with my friend, and
Uh, a
you
small
know,
world,
but I
by the
think
way.
like he's totally right. Like what are the
Yeah,
odds, right? Um,
I know.
but I think the one thing I notice about him is he's friend to all. Like there's no
Mhm.
like he has time for everybody. That's
He does.
powerful.
I don't know how he does everything that he does. This like,
Hmm.
he he has so many projects going on, and on top of that, he just got engaged, and, um, he travels a lot for the things that he wants to do and for the work that he's doing, and he's trying to create, like, his own apparel line, and, like and then he keeps up with talking to people, like, I feel like I have no time. I don't see how he has time to do anything, so you're right, he's a very, very friendly person, he's a friend to all, and he just wants the best out of for everybody in the entire world. You in person right there.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Oh,
Canada
that's
must breed the
yeah.
coolest people, I swear.
Yeah. Thanks. Not must. We do.
You
Jim
do.
Carrey, Mike Myers, Simon, Kate, Josie. I mean, come on. We're
There we
we're
go.
we're good stock. We're kind
Sunday must be
and
from
we like a
Canada.
long O.
But yeah,
Sunday
like you
is
said
from Canada. We made Sunday.
you did. I'm really excited to come up there and see you because I have plans to come up there in
Yeah.
June. What again, what a small freaking world for you to be in the same to go to the same gym as Simon. But yeah, I'm pumped to see you, hang out, see what kind of fun we can get into. Be great.
Oh, you and Josie and I and all of the people are going to get together. We're going to have a big celebration. Maybe we'll get the town to throw a parade. I live in a very small town. I could probably have a parade and no one would stop me.
That's great. Let's do that. A parade for all.
I'm on
Bring
it.
Sunday.
Josie, we're
Okay.
doing a parade in June. Mark that in the opportunity hopper, please. So,
Put it on the
listen, one of the
calendar.
things that we've started doing with, well, yeah, put it on the calendar, put it in the schedule, if you will. We used to make fun of the old Welsh teacher who used to call it the schedule. Get your schedules out.
Schedule.
For us,
Yeah.
it's a hard C. It's a
Mhm.
schedule.
May as well be a K.
So one of the things we've started doing with folks when they come on the podcast, and something that our listeners are really enjoying right now, is taking our questions. So we've been calling and pulling questions in all the time. We have an NGL link. Um,
Okay.
And so I've got a oh my God. Okay, actually, before we jump into the questions, Josie, Josie, if you read the chat, I have a weird
I
moment of,
did.
wow, I lost that much weight. The moment I went pee and realized it, I don't pee on my own ass anymore.
That it doesn't go, oop.
Okay.
I know that feeling.
For me, you know what? For me, it was like my weird feeling was after I lost all my weight, I would fall over in bed, lying on my side because my belly wasn't there anymore. And so, like, I actually, so prepare yourself like you lay on your side and you're just perfectly comfortable, right? Like you've got like a tripod. And when I lost all my weight, as soon as my belly was gone, I and it happened one night. I just laid down, I went on my side and, and I fell on my stomach and I was like,
So
so I sleep with a pillow there now. So
I was gonna be like, what's your makeshift kickstand now? But a pillow makes sense. Look at this man.
yeah, just a really cozy pillow. Mm,
The
look at
moment I
him,
went pee and
Mr.
realized I had pee
Tobians,
in
come
my.
here.
I know. Hey, handsome boy. What are you doing?
I know.
You just want to be on a podcast. He wants
Yeah, bring him
attention.
in.
Sorry, buddy.
All
Here's your
alone.
mic.
He's like,
Say something.
hey, you just got home.
Meow.
Meow.
I'm so sorry
Okay,
for
so
the show. What were you
let's get
saying?
into no, we're a show. So let's go ahead. Sorry, I was looking at the questions and I saw Josie's comment and I just had to go back to that.
No, you're good, girl.
So, okay. So here's a great question that we've received. When life absolutely knocks you down, what is the one thing that gets you back up? That actually gets you back up?
For me, it depends on how life knocked me down, I guess. But usually music is a big go-to. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I have a happy playlist that I play. I can't remember the name of it. I think it has the word happy in there, but it has to be like joyful music. There's a Bruno Mars song that I'll put on that just brings me joy every time I play it. I can't even remember what it is, but music is a big one. Or talking to a friend, and telling them how I feel, and they
Mm-hmm.
typically will just hype me up. Um, yeah, that's what I have to say. Those are a couple of the biggest ones now. Life knocks me down. I used to is not a good one. I used to lean towards alcohol, and that would give me that momentary
Mm,
feeling of happiness, and then I would, you know, it was not
yeah.
sustainable. So it's I learned that music is a big mood booster for me, and talking to my friends really set simple for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes though, there's nothing
Yeah.
that I can do to pull myself out of it aside from just getting some more sleep. Getting some sleep and wallowing for maybe 24 hours, I'll tell myself, okay, you can be a show for today, but tomorrow you got to get up and do something. So I'll let myself feel those feelings if music and friends won't
Mm-hmm.
help. And that's really helpful to feel the feelings. I had to learn how to do that this past year. Feel feelings. I was like, how do you feel the
Mm-hmm.
feelings? They're just there. they're like they're like
Yeah.
sit with
uh,
the feelings. So
Sit with the feelings. Yeah. I agree. I think, my dad used to say something. I remember the first time I watched my daughter walk herself to a sleepover. She has her little like sequin bag and she's got her little iPhone and she's 12 and she's like beep beep beep. And I was like, oh, I'm panicked. I'm not going to be needed anymore. And you just go through those periods, right? And I phoned my dad and I was like, how did you do this 3 times? And then I said to him, like, what do you do? How did you do it? And he goes, you just got to feel it to heal it. He's like, you have to feel the emotions. And I was like, I am so good at compartmentalizing. Like, as soon as someone has, done or given me a reason to kind of put them in a little box,
mm,
I just do that. And
yeah.
and been a very big part of my own personal development is allowing myself to feel that level of discomfort. I don't
Mhm.
like it. I don't think anybody does. Oh, that's not true.
No.
I'm sure there are some people. They're the same people who love Halloween. I'm just kidding. But, it's
Jesus. You said that like you definitely have something against Halloween. Hilarious.
my, my daughter my daughter loves Halloween, and I'm like, oh, it's so dark. She's like, I love it when it's cold and Halloween, and I was like, oh, okay, so you're goth, got it. um but it was one of those things that I really struggled with. And for me, I mean, I'm very similar to you. It's music is a huge thing for me, but it's
Mhm.
music, and the right music in the gym. Like going to the gym and having a gnarly workout and putting myself in the position of, you know, putting that energy somewhere is a big
Yeah.
thing for me. Writing is a second, and third is, for me, it's talk therapy, or articulating it, or having a conversation.
Mhm.
Because what happens is you sit and you cycle and you spin on something, and you develop your own narrative. And then
Yeah.
before you know it, that narrative, it doesn't align to what the experience actually was. It becomes a bunch of assumptions based off of the fact that you've just sat in the
Yeah.
right? So,
I
yeah,
think that's a
talk.
good call out too, talk therapy, because for a little while I was video journaling. I don't like to write, my hand gets cramped.
Mm,
But video journaling, that
yeah.
I was doing that for the longest time. And that felt good to just kind of get it out because I could talk it out to myself and without the fear of being judged or someone trying to fix it. Because sometimes
Mhm.
I just want people to listen,
Yeah.
but the people around us care so
Yeah.
much. They're like, they want to try to fix it. I'm like, that's not what I want you to do right now. I just want to talk it out. So I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that that is super helpful. It's helpful for me. Um, man, I should get back into that. Yeah.
It's great. It is. I'd never heard of video journaling before. That's pretty cool. You should develop an app. I'm kidding. Don't do that. It's not a good idea.
I can't.
Nobody
What is
needs
the?
another app. Just
I think it's Vimeo. I think I just made my own Vimeo account and privated it, so
oh,
any videos that I uploaded there, they're just there. And for a while, I would go back and watch them and be like, "Wow, you pathetic, sad sack of sh." I'm glad you did it, but now I can
yeah.
see how far I've come, um, from where I was
Ah,
there then and to where I am now. Because man, I would just
yeah,
let loose.
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. Like when I'm in a trusted room with somebody, I can be very volatile, where I'm just
Mm,
like, okay, I'm just gonna say all the things I think. Like I had a conversation with somebody 2 weeks ago. It was a family member, and I said that. I was like, Can I be brutally honest with you?" And they were
mhm,
like, "Yes, of course." And I was like, "No, I can't." Because if I was, I would damage that relationship, right? And my
mhm.
intent is never to hurt somebody's feelings. And so there's a very large difference between I need to get it out of my head and I need to talk about it versus I'm throwing barbs and trying to intentionally hurt somebody. And the latter is never what I'm actually out to do,
Yeah, right.
right?
Like, is this the right audience? Is this the right? Because sometimes I think you're right. Sometimes the answer is no, and it's not that what you're saying is intentionally trying to hurt them, but it could be perceived that way. So I get that. I get that totally.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, here's another really good one. So it's a moment in time. What was a moment that made you think, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, and what the hell did you do to get through it? So those maybe kind of the rock bottom moments.
Moment in time. How am I going to get through this? And then how did I get through it? Odd. Um, I know that there's so many, but I'm blanking right now. Do you have something? Maybe it'll
Yeah,
inspire
I mean,
an answer from.
I think so. I have so many as well, and it's like, which one's the most appropriate one? So the one when I was young, I was really young. I think I was like 19, just 20, and I was in a relationship, and it went sideways really fast and really bad. It
Mm,
got violent, physically violent, after probably 6 months of mental and emotional violence, and so it culminated, and I, I had had enough. I went into this apartment that I was staying at with this guy. Like we had, we lived together, and I was done with it. Like I hit my wall, and when I'm done, I am like, you're dead to me. I'm done,
mhm,
right? In those kinds of situations. And I was like, all right, MRFer, here we go. And so I roll in, and I've got, a couple people with me, and I'm grabbing my stuff, and he walks into the apartment, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm leaving your ass. Like, I'm done. This is it,
mhm,
right? And he's like,
yeah,
well, wait a minute, so he of course tries to tap the brakes and whatever. And I was like, no, this isn't happening. And so these guys had left with stuff of mine to go and put into this truck. And my former partner, like he was standing by the door and he locked it. And I said, no, I'm leaving right now. And he said, no, you're not. We're going to have a conversation. And so I turned to run and like jump off the balcony. And he tackled me onto the couch and I started screaming. And I am so loud, like so loud one time that I got picked out of a crowd at Universal Studios to be up on stage in front of the green screen for King Kong to eat loud. And, and so, no, legitimately, amongst like 300 little girls screaming, I just throw my head back and I'm like, ah! And they were like, what was that? We want who? Aaron's like, it's her. And so so I am super loud. And so he covers my mouth. And so I start biting him. And then I just went limp. And I was like, okay, when a bear attacks you, what do you do? Hello, I'm from the North. And,
Yeah.
so he stopped, but like as I was like trying to rip his finger off before I went limp, he was leaning in and he's like, "That's it, bite me, bitch, bite me." And it was a really dark moment.
Jeez.
And so he got up off of me and I turned to run toward the door. And as I'm running, I don't even know what he did. I have no idea because all I know, I had really, really short hair because I was in a cycle of abuse where I was isolated from my family. I was not in contact with even my father, really. He would tell me what clothes I should wear. And by the time you get to that point of disempowerment, you don't even realize that you've been conditioned, right? And so I had really short hair that he would cut. He would cut my hair. And what he was doing was he was making me unattractive to anybody other than him, which
Yeah.
is disgusting. And
Yeah.
so I was wearing a metal hairband holding this part of my hair back. And I don't know what he did because I blacked out. And I went down and I hit my head so hard on the apartment floor that the hairband pierced my scalp. And so, oh yeah, it was a nightmare. And so then I just let loose and there was literally nothing he could do because then the neighbors started pounding and those guys had gotten access to the apartment building again. So he ran out, jumped off of the balcony onto the carport and landed right in front of this guy who was there who chased him to his mother's apartment. And so that was the day that I became homeless. And um I remember, oh my God, your cat is so hilarious.
I'm so sorry.
Such a serious moment.
I'm
And
so sorry.
he's riveted by this story.
Wrong time,
This is
pal.
riveting.
Come on.
He's like, is there
I
ever a
can
wrong time for a cat? No.
continue your story. I'm so sorry.
He's
Sunday,
just
god
kinda
damn it.
goes-
Get get
Uh,
your
he's like, no.
okay.
He's like,
I
you.
love you. Go on. Go
He's
get it.
fine. He,
There goes
so,
his butthole.
um,
Yeah. All right.
yeah. So he's just very interested in the story.
Is.
So that was the day that I became homeless. Like I was unhoused. Calgary had a 0% vacancy rate. So even if I wanted to find another place to live, like I financially I could. I had a job.
Mhm.
And there was no vacancy. I couldn't find a single place to live that was on the west side of the city, which is where I was working. And so I can remember leaving that night, and of course, I was beaten up. I had really no place to go, and it was just I thought like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Like, what do you do? In 20
Uh,
years old, your resources are limited. I just paid rent on an apartment I can no longer live in. Um, I don't have any of my things because we fled right after that. Like whatever was in the truck was what we had. Um, and so, I did what I'm apt to do. I phoned my big sister who lived 3 hours north at the time, and her husband jumped in their truck the next morning, grabbed a bag of McDonald's cheeseburgers, and they came
hell
on
yeah.
down. And yeah, and I was the working homeless for like 6, almost 7 months in that space. And at the end of the day, like I look back on it and that moment was how am I going to get through it? But it was a day by day type thing, right? Like it was you you put one foot in front of the other and you do the next right thing and you focus on what you want, not what you don't want.
Mhm.
right? You focus your mental well-being and you take care of yourself. And so that is one of those things. And I hustled in that time. I was trying to get into university. I actually write about this in Unbreakable. I was trying to get into university, and so I was doing volunteer hours, and I was working a split shift at a daycare, and I was volunteering with a T-ball team, the littlest, tiniest group of 4-year-olds, learning teaching them how to learn how to play baseball, which I don't know even how to do myself. Um, but it was just like I had other good things in my life to focus on, and so it was the next best thing, and finding a place to sleep, and where can I do my laundry, and where can I have a hot meal, and it was that was tough, man. Like, it was really tough, but here we are. We're still standing, and yeah.
I think it's a really good way to show that your past can't determine your future. Um, but man, did you take a hold of it and say, "All right, I'm not doing this anymore." Which is especially in a relationship that there's abuse happening in. So brave of you to do that. Just be like, you know what, in front of his face, like I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here. So good job for you. And now look at
Thank
where
you.
you are,
I know.
married, with a
Crazy.
kid, traveling the world, writing books and shit. Good for you.
I
Good for
know,
you. The
right?
hardship
And it's
is it.
hard worth it, and I'll tell you what, I mean, we went back the next day, got the house keys and all the different things, and it was crazy because I had to go to his mom's house to pick up my phone charger or my phone or something. It was my very first, like, cell phone, and,
Mm-hmm.
I buzzed her apartment. I said, "Is he there?" And she says, "No, he's not here." And I said, "Okay." My sister and her husband are waiting downstairs for me, and a couple of friends are there, and, uh, and he comes walking out of the bedroom. I was like, "You
Mm-hmm.
realize that this sack of son of yours is like this because of you?" Like, I
Mm.
mean, the fact that you just lied to me and put me in an unsafe situation like that tells me everything I need to know. And, it's I don't think you really know what you're capable of until you find yourself at the depths of what your rock bottom could be in those moments,
Yeah.
because you get up and you just keep doing it. What needs to be done? Like, what am
Capable
I
of
going
so
to
many
do?
more things than you ever thought.
Yeah. Yeah, and so my guess is, I mean, so I found out afterwards somebody had phoned the cops, and I had just kind of fled the scene, but they got in touch with me, and, it was very interesting. He actually had 9 warrants out for his arrest.
Jesus.
9. He would go to work every morning, and, and he had a tool belt. He'd jump on a bus, and he'd go to work. And his rent was
Mhm.
always paid, and his part of the bills were always paid. I never questioned that he was going to work. No, no,
Yeah, right,
no,
why
no.
would you?
Apparently he was robbing cars and stealing cars and robbing houses and doing all sorts of stuff. He had a nine warrants out for his arrest.
My
Crazy. And I
goodness.
had no idea.
That's
So,
why and why would you? It's not anything that he would
no,
volunteer. That's wild. I mean,
no.
I had a so I grew up in Kentucky, and I met my first girlfriend ever, online, actually. We met, and we really, really loved each other, so I moved where she lived in Wyoming. She lived with me for a little while, and I was out in Wyoming. It was great. It was my first relationship, and we were together for 7 years, I believe. And, it didn't work out. Some crappy things happened that I won't throw her under the bus for because, we were young. Some crappy things happened, and I ended up having, we broke up, and it was the worst time of my life. And I did have bad coping resources and tools that I use in the form of just drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. And that's how I dealt with it for the longest time. And after we broke up, I had to live in that same, apartment with her for a month while she was seeing somebody else. And it was just devastating. It was hard. And I got up to well, I moved. A friend of mine was living in New Mexico at the time, and she said, "Just come stay with me. Just come stay with me." And I was like, "Okay, but I need to be here for a little while so I can save up some money and get down there." She's like, "Okay." So I was there for like a month or so, and I finally moved down and stayed with my friend for a couple months, and that was nice. But it was still I was still using bad coping habits, and friends can be enabling at sometimes because they just want to provide you as much comfort as they can. So I don't fault her for that at all. But and I also needed my mom, so I went back to
Hmm.
Kentucky and I still kept drinking, and I got up to my highest weight, 409 pounds. And I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this anymore. And that was when I found my first healthy coping mechanism, which was going to the gym. So in 2018 was, and I think that we talked about this briefly in the last time I was on your podcast. If not, in 2018 is when I started my first weight loss journey. And I documented it on Instagram. Not the same one I have now. It was another one, and I lost almost 100 pounds
Yeah.
going to the gym and eating in a calorie deficit, and that was all because of heartbreak, heartbreak, and poor management of dealing with my emotions and whatnot. And then I found the gym, and I did a lot of things. I at first I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym for 30 days straight, and I'm not gonna stop. Like I'm not gonna go crazy every one of those days, but I'm gonna make it a point where I go. And I did. I did it for 30 days. And I was like, wow, this is fun. Planet Fitness. So happy that I had a Planet Fitness membership. And then I took my first break. I think I lost 30 pounds or something in that month. Um, and then I was like, I'm going to go to the gym for 100 days, 100 days in a row. And I don't like even numbers. So I went for 101 days straight. Um, and, everyone harped on me. They're like, "You need a rest day. You need a rest day." I'm like, "Well, some days I'm just going and walking. So suck it. I don't know what else to tell you. Like I'm gonna
Kind of
be
a rest
some
day.
type of
Yeah.
active." Yeah, it's kind of a rest day because I'm gonna be walking anyway. I'm getting some steps in, but I get it. I understand where they're coming from, and it felt like I was biting off more than I could chew, but I accomplished that, and it was just so great. So, and that's where I found that I really, really, really loved going to the gym, and I liked the environment there, and I was joining these classes, like these weight training classes where I found my most favorite workout, which um, are dumbbell snatches. I love those. Love those so much. I hurt my shoulder doing them. But um, but yeah, and I think about that sometimes. I think about that sometimes because now I'm just so like it's hard for me to get back in that mental mindset. I can remember how I felt when I was doing it, and I was so
Hmm.
happy. And now I'm just like, I just don't want to be doing anything else. Some of it's because of the pain, but some of it's just because I don't know, just got that mental block. But that was one of the hardest times of my life, my first heartbreak, and I found it through, you know, at first the bottom of a bottle, and then it led me to something that I really, really enjoyed for a long time. So to answer that question, anyway, that was the moment. I didn't know how I was gonna get through it. Like I did not want to be here. If I could have control, deleted myself, I would have.
Hmm.
I would have, but but too many people have been too sad, and I felt guilt over that. So I tried to cope in other ways, and finally, I was able to do it. And at first, I was like, maybe she'll want me back if I lose all this weight. And then I started was like, no, this feels good. This feels good. And then one day she messaged me on my Instagram. She's like, I see you've been losing weight. And by that time, I was already over it. I was like, thank you so much. And, she wasn't trying to get back with me or anything. She was just really trying to congratulate me. Um, but I remember I was like, few months ago, I was like, "This is what I wanted," and now I'm like, "I don't care," because I found something that I enjoy and I really, really like doing it. Um, COVID happened and fucked up, and it's just
Yeah.
been hard for me to get back into it since. But
Hmm. I love that. You're like, TYSM, thumbs up. I had
thanks
a,
for the
I had a
trauma.
sure appreciate it. Really,
I know,
you're
right?
making me a better person. Ah,
Yeah,
you'll be
she's
better
a,
tomorrow.
and like I said, we were young, and bad decisions were
Yeah.
made. And she's a good person. She's a good person. She's moved on with her life. She's very happy as a family. But yeah, for me, that moment was one of the worst times of my life that I did something good with. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and it continues to fuel you to these days. And I'm really proud of you for finding that the resolute to put that bottle down and pick up a protein shake and a dumbbell. I mean,
Yeah.
that's hard. That's hard, right?
Is our
When we look to numb and kill the emotion that we're feeling as opposed to sitting with it, that is what feeling the emotion is, right?
yeah.
And yeah, no, that's powerful. That's really powerful.
Mm, thank you.
So one last question before we kind of start to tap the brakes here. What is the
Oh.
most common piece of feedback or interaction you have on your Instagram account? Like you have a ton of followers.
Um, feedback or like interact. What do you?
Like, so okay, so if you were to put it into like maybe two camps, there you
Uh,
have had a couple of PSAs on there lately of people telling you how you should live your life and things you should do this, you should measure it different. Why are you eating packaged foods, right? And then you have the
yeah,
people who are just then you have people who are just like 100%, I'm the biggest fan ever. I love you and you're my spirit animal. I actually just leave you gifs now or gifs or whatever the hell they're called because I
I
know it
love
makes you
gifs.
happy. I know you love them,
Gifs, gifts. I
but
love them.
I love them. And so I find like the most appropriately inappropriate one for every post I can.
Uh,
Anyways, it always makes me happy when your followers like my gifts. I'm like, "Oh, look, they're on board." I think I had one and it was like I think like 36 people liked it. I was like, "Nobody has ever really liked my comments like that."
gift comments are where they're at, man. Especially if they're applicable. They're fun. Well, as far as like. So I do get some constructive feedback. I get some of it. A lot of the comments are in support. The constructive feedback is usually really positive and nice.
Mhm.
Like they have good intentions behind it.
That's
They
wonderful.
have good intentions behind it, but a lot of like some of that feedback is stuff that I already implement.
Mhm.
Especially like with the most recent one was with my legs. They're like, "You should try this, you should try this, you should try this." I'm like, "If you watch my past 10 videos, you see that I am doing it." And then there's always that feedback of, "Don't eat this processed thing, don't eat this, and don't eat that." And even though I've cut back on it significantly, there's always some douche knuckle in the comments that says something like that. I'm like, "Do you not see everything else in there?" It's like you
Mhm.
watched the video so you could find the one thing that you disagreed with, so you could be like, that don't
Mhm.
bother me though. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't respond to them anymore because it just takes up too much time. I don't want to argue with anybody. But aside from
Yeah.
that, a lot of the interaction that I get that you don't see in the comments is in my messages. Well, the appropriate ones anyway, are about Sunday. are about are about Sunday. They want to see more of Sunday. They want to see
Well,
more of Sunday.
they'll
Oh, and the little
they should watch
gotcha
this
that I
part.
do.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
your
they sh-
gotcha. They should really watch this and, but yeah, your little gotcha, I'm like, whenever people are like, "What is that?" And I was like, "What year were you born?" Like, just
what
stop
year
it.
were you born?
"Hi, I'm 6." Like, no. Like,
Yeah.
stop it.
I'll
I
explain
know.
that till the day that I die, I think, because, I've explained it so many times. I even had it in a video where I just mostly just that was it. I was explaining that it's not white supremacy signal. It is, I got you and now I get to hit you. It's stupid
Exactly.
and childish. That's all it is. And if I do
Made you
it and you
look.
break it, then you get to hit me. And then I'm like, have you watched my video? Do I really look like a white supremacist? You idiot.
Yeah.
Fuck moron. I hate that. It's but I mean I get it. I get it. Like, well, they're adapting it. Well, start spreading the word that this means gay and they'll stop using it immediately.
Yeah.
And they'll stop. This means I'm queer. So, yeah, they'll stop doing it.
Yeah.
I was
They'll
like,
be
I'm
like,
not
"Oh
going to
my god."
back into a corner and let them make me scared of using something that has literally been it was like I think I read that it started like in the 60s that people were
Mhm.
doing that. Like, I thought we started it
Yeah.
in my time, but it was, like, start a long time ago.
Well, yeah, I thought it was a
I had some
'90s thing too.
yeah, but I was like, "Damn." But, I get so many heartwarming messages
Mhm.
about how what I'm doing is inspiring to people and how it has encouraged them to start their weight loss, and how good they feel now, and some people send me recipes, like, and some people that have, like, there's this one lady, I've read her message earlier today, and then I got distracted, so I didn't respond back, so I'm glad I'm thinking of it. She messaged me and she said, "I have pancreatic cancer, and the days are
Mm.
really, really hard, and I watch your videos, and they just make me so happy," and she was saying all these kind things. I'm like, "Damn." And I'm pissed that I dropped my shrimp and rice yesterday. Like,
I saw that and I
it's
was like, "What am I looking at?" I was like, I think that's shrimp. I see her feet,
yeah.
but did she shit on the floor? Like, what is going on? Did she throw up? What is going on?" I think actually it was the first thing I saw this morning because I just flipped it over while I was doing cardio and I was like still sleepy and I was like not sleepy like that video you sent me, but I was like, "The am I looking at?"
My mom even messaged me. She's like, "Did you
I'm
throw
like,
up?"
"We're
I'm
gonna
like,
get
"Do
her
you
sit."
think I ate these shrimps whole and didn't chew them? What the fuck? No, it's not
I,
throw up."
I mean,
But I get the lady that sent me the message that has cancer, and that's not the first one. I get so many like that, and it's an
hmm
encouragement to continue what I'm doing, which is wonderful, and it shows an impact that I'm
yeah,
having. So on some days where I feel like I ain't doing for myself, at least I'm doing something for other people, and that's one of the biggest, serotonin boosts. Like, makes
totally.
me
And you know what
yeah.
the
Huh.
Kaitism that goes with that, and I
What?
want you to take this and I want you to use it. I'm not here for influence. I'm here for impact.
Yeah. That's it. I think that suits so well. That's perfect. I'm not here for influence, I'm here for impact. 'Cause I don't wanna
Yeah.
I just wanna be myself and show myself being myself, and I don't
hmm
wanna be like what you see as, like, your traditional influencer, like, "Oh my god, make a coffee with me." Shut the fuck up.
When you took out my
I
new
just
phone?
check my new phone. Oh, you'll never believe what
Look
I
at
did. I hate that
oh,
I just wanna show what
sorry.
life is really like. No, you're right. I just wanna show what life is really like because people get this image of just joyfulness and, "Oh my god, get it." And, like, not everybody's like
Yeah.
that. Like, I'm mad 90% of the time, and it's okay if you are too. Like, we're all living this up life, but we can make the best out of it, you know? Make the best out of it and
Yeah,
still have
but
a
that's
have an
it.
impact on people. They want something relatable, and
But
I
that's
I didn't
exactly it.
notice. Yeah, I didn't know
Well,
that was what I was gonna be
it's a
like.
thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the impact I
But
was gonna
that's
have, and now I have.
authenticity.
I'm like, "Great." Yeah, and
Yeah, and
that's
that's authenticity, right? And I think so many people are, and that's like the biggest problem is that nothing is authentic. And then you throw in AI and now it's even worse. So when people come across somebody who has a personality, who is willing to share who they are in entirety, the good,
mhm.
the bad, the ugly, and the thrown up shrimp on the floor that you ate whole. I mean, it is, oh my God, that's how rumors get started.
That is how rumors get started. You're not lying. What are you doing to me?
Your mom's gonna watch this and be like, I knew it.
I knew it. Yeah.
That was from your SEAL training when you were little.
Uh, girl. And someone
Girl.
said messaged me, and they're like, "Is that bird shit? In what universe?" Duck shit, someone
Seagull.
even said. I was like, "What do you think I have? What
Give the
the
bird
fuck?"
flu.
It,
Bird flu. Ate
some,
some whole
some
shrimp
there's
like a pelican.
I got several messages. Someone said, they said 5 second rule. I said, "There's glass down there."
Oh my God.
5 second rule, what? They're like, "Just wipe it off." I'm like, "No, what's wrong with
No.
you?" It's
So
crazy.
so so what you're saying is Simon needs to program you to have like lunch and then emergency lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Okay.
that's it.
Got it.
I have a cooler in my car. I should really start using that more
Just throw a
strategically.
Ziploc bag full of chicken and veggies in there. That's honestly that's how I
Okay.
travel. When I was at the last point of prep, Oh my gosh, I got pulled into these board meetings in Colorado. So it's like literally just C-suite executives and their wives, and everybody's eating all the things. And I'm like wandering around. I'm at the beginning of peak week. And so peak week is like everything is spot on. You don't deviate at all. And so I had made this shredded chicken. So it's totally terrible. I have a song for it. It's like I put all these chicken breasts in my Instant Pot, and then when they come out, I take them and I use a hand mixer, and I
Yeah.
literally beat my meat, and I make it as as shredded and like as I can, and then I take it and I portion it out into Ziploc bags. But it
Yeah.
looks like the way that I do it is I suck all the air out of it and I roll it up and then I zip it shut so that I can get as many little Ziploc bags into a big Ziploc bag. So then I can keep it cool, right? So very, very, very effective. And then what I do is I put it in, like I wear like a little like front face Louis Vuitton like fanny pack, right? And so when I have that on, it has like a wallet and keys, and you've got your lip gloss in there and whatever other you're carrying, a
Yeah.
microphone, because you never know when you might need to do like a video because Josie's demanding.
You never know.
And never know. And so then I have these like Ziploc bags of chicken stuffed in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday, he's making biscuits on your shoulder. He's like, you're not
Yeah.
supposed to be
He's
on the
obsessed with
internet.
me.
Um,
Yeah. Your
so
bags
so
though.
I'm in there and I've got this Ziploc bag full of chicken, and I'm sitting there and they had like these little tiny mason jars full of like lettuce, onion. I think there was like blue cheese or whatever in it. And so like I can't have the onion because I'm allergic to it. And the blue cheese is, oh yeah, I'm allergic to the weirdest shit. Like raw onion, I can have it cooked, I just can't eat it raw. And that's any kind of onion. So like green onion, scallion, yellow, red, whatever. So I
Mm.
said to this server, I was like, do you think that chef would be willing to make me um a couple or three of those little mason jars with just the spinach and like some peppers maybe? And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, let me go see. So she buzzes off and she goes into the back and she comes back and she goes, chef wants to know what kind of dressing, cheese, and seeds you want. And I was like, none, none, and none. Just the vegetables, please. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you. So I'm
None,
sitting
none,
there
and none.
longer yeah. So as I'm sitting there, I always tell people it's just basically this, but with no fun, please. So she goes and she comes back, and I'm sitting there, and now the longer I wait, the more inebriated everybody around me is getting because there's an open bar and I'm drinking Coke Zero and water. And so she comes out with a tray, and I was like, she comes over and she puts down 3 dinner plates full of salad in front of me. And so now all of these people who are inebriated are like, what is going on over there? Who's having all these salads? Because they're like 3 sheets to the wind, right? And so I'm like, oh, I meant the little, you know what? Thank you so much. So I whip this bag out. I'm starving by this time. So I whip this little bag out, and everybody is like, what is going on over there? Well, I open it up and I start sprinkling this like shredded chicken, and everyone's like, is that ramen? Are you eating ramen noodles? And I'm like, are
Ram?
you like, what?
How
Like,
drunk are you?
I like
Who
so
the
all of them are
calls it
like, are
ramen?
you gonna eat all 3 of those salads? Everybody calls my chicken ramen. Everybody thinks it's like noodles. And I'm like, you guys, I am in contest prep. There is no world where I'm eating ramen noodles on salad. Like, instead of the food that you're eating. Like, so
That's
dumb.
funny. Well, it
So
doesn't make us
funny.
all smarter. Alcohol.
No,
They think it
no,
does.
this is true. This is true. So,
Mm.
I'm gonna just drop it here, and it's gonna commit us. Are you ready for me to tell everybody what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
We're gonna we're gonna start podcasting together more frequently, maybe monthly.
Yeah. I'd be down with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At least once or twice we gotta have Josie in the mix as well, because that chick's too
Yes.
funny. And right now she's
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 wonderful.
backstage. I know she is. She's so wonderful. She's backstage right now, just chomping at the bit to get into this conversation, no doubt, because she loves you as
Mm.
much as I do. So
No.
we'll make sure that it'll be the try chat. We'll get Josie and Alicia together, and yeah, we're gonna start to bring some of this content. And so We'll be able to put questions out to your followers and to ours as this book releases, and get folks in the mix. And look, I knew she would put a message in the chat.
I see
Oh,
it.
her message. Can you imagine the show that's gonna be?
That's gonna be
So
fun.
basically,
Have a
it'll be
good
all
time.
entertainment, and you people will learn nothing. Yes, it'll be great. It'll be great. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, let's call it a day because Sunday's getting really pushy. You're about to get an F in the face if you're not careful.
I'm really
He's
sorry. Get
literally
off my
like,
computer.
Mom,
He is.
Mom.
I'm so
No, he's
sorry.
like, Mom. No, you don't ever have to apologize.
He's such a baby.
So
Come here.
we'll have it. He is. How old is he?
The vet thinks he's 5. He's a stray, so we're not totally sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's lovely.
Got him off the
and
streets.
he is in love.
Yeah.
Off the streets. Me and Sunday have
Perfect
something in
little boy.
common. We straight off the streets.
Straight from the streets.
Okay, so let's wind this down. Leave people with a final thought as we close her out today. What's the final thought? If somebody's going to take one thing from this and apply it to this new week, what is it going to be?
Life doesn't have to be perfect. It's not perfect. Don't try to pretend that it is. Do your very, very bestest. If you're just doing a little bit better than you were last week, then that's amazing. That's awesome. And you're doing a good job. So high five. Just do a little bit better. High five. There we go. Hi.
More is more. High five for
More.
you.
More is more.
More is more. 1%. We call it the 1% lifestyle, right?
Yep.
So
1% better.
thank you for joining me in this really epic day of releasing Unbreakable, from abandonment to abundance and the strength to lead. Let me be a little bit of self-promotion here.
Do it.
Again, jump on. We'll have the link in the show notes here. So jump in there, grab your copy. You can get it in hard copy or ebook today. And otherwise, you'll be able to wait and watch. We'll notify folks when we've got the audiobook out. We've got a wait list on the website. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Jump on that website and be a part of this movement, because this is how you get better. This is how you become unbreakable.
Yay.
And with that, remember, protect your peace, chase your dreams, and always, always, always stay unbreakable.